Welcome back to the ITV News at 10. The president of Afghanistan, Hamid Karzai, was shot at today in an assassination attempt, but he wasn't hit. It happened in the city of Kandahar, the former base of the Taliban. Al-Qaeda forces were said to be to blame. His American bodyguards fired back and killed 3 people. Earlier, a bomb explosion in Kabul killed at least 15 people. Here's our senior news correspondent, James Mates.
Afghanistan may be slipping inexorably back to its old ways. A major car bomb in a busy marketplace in the capital, Kabul, killed at least 10 and injured many dozens more. And this on the same day that the president narrowly escaped an assassination attempt. Hamid Karzai, pictured here in the city of Kandahar just before the attack, was travelling in a motorcade when men dressed as guards opened fire. The American bodyguards who now routinely surround him returned fire, killing at least one of the attackers. The country's foreign minister was briefed by the president himself about what had happened.
According to the president himself, as he was getting out of the governor's house, and as he had got inside the car, an armed, uniformed person in front of the car had opened fire, and one person inside the car was injured.
The British ambassador there has watched the security situation deteriorate.
We've had a whole series of minor bombs, and it's only a matter of luck that until today that nobody's been hurt. So this bombing campaign has been intensifying.
Both the bomb and the assassination attempt have been blamed on Al-Qaeda elements still operating inside Afghanistan. There have been calls for more foreign troops to be deployed, but there is virtually no prospect of any country actually being prepared to supply them. James Mates, ITV News.
In Australia, the latest suspect in the hunt for the murderer of the missing Briton Peter Falconio will be appearing in court in the next few hours. 44-year-old Bradley John Murdoch is charged with rape and kidnap in an unrelated case, but police are waiting to find out if DNA tests link him to the murder of Mr. Falconio, who disappeared in July last year. Now, it's been another bumpy day for share prices, and there's been other depressing news for investors as well. 2 million people with pensions or investment bonds from the Prudential will find their payouts cut by up to a tenth, and interest rates were kept on hold again. Our business editor Caroline Kerr has the details.
It was another turbulent day on the London markets and another wretched day for investors. The Pru, one of Britain's biggest insurance companies, announced it was slashing payouts to savers because of stock market losses. As a result, 2 million people with pension plans and bonds saw their investments fall by up to 10%. At the same time, the Bank of England gave savers no cause to cheer either. As expected, the Monetary Policy Committee kept interest rates hold at their lowest level for almost 40 years. But experts say we mustn't give up investing.
There are 3 clear things that we must all remember. First of all, we have to carry on saving and investing for the future, because after all, nobody else will for us. Secondly, diversify into lots of different areas, including cash, property, shares, but also bonds where you get a fixed interest coming through. And thirdly, also then make sure that you're a medium to longer term investor, let's say over 5 years, and you're not being put off by the short-term variations in the stock market.
In New York tonight, the Dow Jones ended sharply down as the prospect of an American attack on Iraq sent shares tumbling. It's feared London will follow suit tomorrow. There's no denying that when the markets fall, very few of us escape the trickle-down effect. Our ISAs, our pensions, our endowments are all worth less. And the worst of it is that here in the city, many analysts believe the slide will continue for several months. Caroline Kerr, ITV News, in the city.
Share prices falling again. In a few moments, pop idol takes America by storm. The winner was working as a waitress in a cocktail bar when fame caught up with her. That's after the news, as usual, from your area.
Thank you. Good evening. The news now from Meridian. As you may have seen on the ITN News, a Meridian investigation has revealed worrying lapses in airport security. Two of our reporters working undercover smuggled a toy gun and a pair of scissors onto flights to and from the south. Our transport correspondent Mike Pearce has the story.
This is the gun I took on a flight from Heathrow to Edinburgh. It may be plastic, but it should have shown up as if it were real. At security, staff failed to detect it. It was then carried on a British Midland flight. BAA say they've confiscated 6 million items since September the 11th. But clearly there was a serious breach of security. We decided not to unwrap the gun on the plane because it may have caused concern and alarm to other passengers. But there are also other issues of concern. When we were checked in, we were not asked for any identification whatsoever. And we were not asked any security questions like were we carrying a toy gun or any sharp objects like scissors. At Gatwick and Southampton, Meridian Focus investigator Lindsay Winton managed to get this pair of scissors on flights. South East MEP Mark Watts is appalled.
Even, obviously, a dummy gun could be a serious threat to the safety of a plane because people do not know necessarily that it's a dummy gun.
BAA admit something went badly wrong and have launched an urgent investigation.
Vandals have caused misery to people paying their respects at a Hampshire cemetery. More than 100 graves have been vandalised at Kingston Cemetery in Portsmouth.
To her great dismay, Sylvia Young finds that her mother's grave has been uprooted by vandals.
I just said, oh no, you know, it's sort of, it hurts you really to think that they've done this.
Peter Farrell is equally upset by the damaged headstone of one of his closest friends who died of a heart attack at the age of 28.
Why come down here and damage people's graves? They can't do nothing, they can't hurt no one, so why have they got to come down here and do it?
Violet Clements is horrified by the graffiti scrawled on her husband's memorial stone. 150 other families will be suffering similar heartache. Cemetery staff reckon that's the number of graves ruined by vandals on Tuesday night. It's the second incident here within a few months. It's believed that a group of teenagers may be responsible.
Realistically, the only solution is to catch whoever it is who's actually doing this at the moment. And I appeal to the public to come forward and let us know who it is.
While the damage may be reparable, the hurt will take longer to heal. James Trollope in Portsmouth for Meridian News.
Staff at an insurance company which has announced thousands of job cuts have been told that no one in the south will be made redundant. Zurich International is cutting 4,500 jobs, and there were fears that many of them would go from its sites at Portsmouth, Fareham and Bournemouth.
I did actually hear it on the radio this morning because it was quite fast. And it was a shock at the time, so I was worried at the time, but when I got in we got it explained to us that we had nothing to worry about. And basically, we're not going to lose our jobs.
Rather than making anyone redundant, the company isn't planning to fill vacant posts. Detectives investigating the murder of a man outside a late-night bar have released a surveillance video. They hope it will bring forward more witnesses. The footage shows a crowd of people outside Brannigan's bar in Southampton High Street. It was there on the pavement that Shah Vahab was punched to the ground. He died in hospital 36 hours later.
Only a handful of those people have come forward so far, so we urgently need to speak to these people to build up an accurate version of events of what happened at that time.
Police also want to hear from the passengers on the late-night bus that passed the murder scene. A teenager is recovering after being knocked down by a hit-and-run driver in Bognor. The 14-year-old was on his rollerblades in Chalkmere Coppice in Aldwick when the driver of a Fiesta accelerated towards him. 3 men have been arrested in connection with a sexual assault in the Isle of Wight. Officers detained the men, all in their early 20s, after an attack on a 19-year-old woman in a churchyard in Carisbrooke. Environmental health officers have been inspecting the scene of a massive fire in Sussex today. Residents in Portslade were woken on Tuesday night to the sound of 2 gas-powered forklift trucks exploding. As flames consumed the building, clouds of smoke filled the sky, leaving a trail of debris downwind. The first day at school is a big day for all children, but it'll be an extra special milestone for Sussex youngster Luke Betterley.
Are we going to go to school?
It's a dress rehearsal for little Luke Betterley as he tries his new school uniform for size. He's starting classes for the first time a year late after surviving acute liver failure as a baby. The illness caused him to lose his memory, and he had to learn to walk and talk again.
It makes me feel really proud. He's done so well so far, so it's a big milestone in my book for him to actually be starting school and becoming a normal child.
3 years ago, in an operation that was the first of its kind in Britain, Luke's mum Jill donated part of her liver to him. It was a procedure that was a risk to mother and son alike. Both are now doing well. Now a happy 5-year-old, Luke's really looking forward to his big day.
We wish him all the very best, and it's goodbye from all of us on the Meridian Late News team. We're back in the morning at 6:40, but in the meantime, it's good night from all of us here, and back to the ITV News at 10 and Mark Austin.
Hello again. In a moment, the winner of America's version of Pop Idol. But first, tonight's headlines. An investigation is underway after a journalist smuggled a replica gun onto a plane flying from Heathrow to Edinburgh. The Duchess of York is furious about a newspaper article written about her and Prince Andrew, which reduced Princess Beatrice to tears. And a row has broken out after the Home Secretary David Blunkett called the Bradford rioters maniacs who are now whining about their jail sentences. The Pop Idol phenomenon has brought fame for another wannabe, this time in America, and another fortune for its British creator, pop mogul Simon Fuller. Kelly Clarkson is the name to listen out for after she was chosen during a ceremony in Hollywood. Harry Smith watched the big finale.
It was the same Hollywood theatre which saw the Oscars, but they don't usually turn out like this for a lineup of hopefuls. Kelly Clarkson. She'd won the votes of millions of viewers, but for her, there was only one which counted.
I credit God. Oh, God. And I mean, yeah, the Lord is, he's a wonderful thing.
Britain's Mr. Nasty, Simon Cowell, was the other big winner. He won over American viewers by backing their choice.
What she's done now, she's put herself up here, so all of the major producer writers in the world are now going to take this girl seriously.
Another Briton, Will Young, joined her on the stage, and back home, the industry was celebrating too.
For years, historically, the entertainment genre, I think, looked to America for its formats. If you look at Blind Date and Gladiators, just to name two. And I think what is nice is that we've now given them two, and the third smash hit format in America was Survivor, which again was the idea of a Brit.
It's now been copied in dozens of countries, and America has taken it to its heart, with another series already planned. Harry Smith, ITV News.
And that's the way it looks tonight. From all of us here on the ITV News at 10, a very good night to you.
PowerGen, controlling energy for homes and business.
Good evening. The weather is looking more and more unsettled as we get towards the weekend. There will be some sunny spells, but a cool weekend and some heavy showers too. Overnight tonight we're going to see a band of cloud coming across central parts of Britain, patchy rain from that, the southeast staying dry, the northwest having clear spells and a fair few showers. And it's a three-way split tomorrow. A broad band of cloud across central parts of Britain. You may have one or two bright spells in the morning in the east there, but this cloud getting thicker through the day with outbreaks of rain. A little bit of sunshine perhaps for the southeastern corner, and certainly some sunshine for the north and west tomorrow, but only along with a lot of showers, particularly in the west of Scotland. The showers heavy and blustery there, top temperatures high teens or maybe low 20s.
PowerGen, controlling energy for homes and business.
Well, next on Meridian, it's the John Thaw story.
Ring us again, will you, mate?
All right.
Oh, come on, you're not paying for it.
For free UK calls at evenings and weekends, ring BT on 0800 05 55 55.
Save up to 50% in the MFI Summer Sale Extra. Plus, it's your last chance to save an extra 20% off sale prices across the store.
I'd love a new bedroom.
Better hurry.
Or a brand new kitchen.
No time to lose.
That'll pay for a few extras.
The MFI Summer Sale Extra. Hurry. Offer ends September the 12th. Hurry and save up to 50% plus an extra 20% off all sale prices in the MFI Summer Sale Extra.
Say no more.
Offer ends September the 12th.
To fulfill a burning ambition,
A man like that always wants something.
he was prepared to do anything.
Mrs. Durand Deacon no longer exists.
Absolutely anything.
I destroyed her with acid.
So far we've found 2.5 gallstones, parts of a human pelvis,
Martin Clunes,
a section of foot,
in the ITV1 drama premiere.
and an unspecified quantity of body fat.
Well done.
A is for acid, Monday at 9.
Night and Days at midnight, but now on Meridian, an affectionate look at the life and career of one of Britain's best-loved actors, the John Thaw story.